Hello.
Salut!
Ahoy.
Hola!
Welcome to Sound of Mobility, a project funded by Erasmus Plus and the European Union through the French National Agency, where we will help you explore travel opportunities for young people.
With the help of ESN Spain, Rural Youth Europe, ESN France, European Dialogue and Jedang.
Keep listening to gain skills and get inspired to go abroad.
Welcome in our podcast. The theme today is how to prepare an Erasmus. A lot of students do an academical Erasmus, but a lot of them get stressed with all the administrative things and have a lot of doubts. The goal of this episode is to be prepared for an Erasmus. Here we will be in particular speak about academical Erasmus, but some of the tips are also useful for any mobility type. I'm here with Irene from Spain. Would you like to present you?
Thank you for inviting me. I also was on an Erasmus, and it was on Greece, so I think I can help a little bit about this problem.
Yeah, if you're here, it's because you did an Erasmus. Could you briefly explain us how it was and if it did change you?
I think it was the best year of my life. It was amazing. I met a lot of people, and it really changed my life. Because now I feel more independence, and now I think that I could go wherever I want.
A lot of students have difficulties during their Erasmus, and the goal here is to help the next ones. We interviewed some of them, and we will hear their questions in our three next parts, which are before, during, and after the Erasmus. So let's begin with the before the Erasmus part. Here are some of the questions we collected.
How do I search for universities that my university has a bilateral agreement?
How do I choose which university suits me?
Which country is the best for Erasmus and why? Is there a person that can help you to somehow find the right university? And who is that person?
Are there any Erasmus scholarships? How do you find an accommodation in a country when you don't speak the language of that country?
How to move in my country of Erasmus? I need to bring with me some stuff. What stuff?
How do I avoid getting scammed while looking for an apartment? Do I lose 1 year to do my degree about going in Erasmus?
Oh my God, how many questions! Actually, the last question is good to introduce the learning agreement. That is the most important paperwork. Of course, you don't have to lose 1 year because you switch subject with from the university to have the same subject. For example, I'm studying environment security, and I have a subject in my home university about dangerous chemical for the environment, and I have to take the same in the receiving university. Another important thing is the insurance. You must to take the European health card. As an European student, it provides you the same health care that you will have in your country.
It's very interesting. On another topic, some of the questions were about the role of the university in the search of an Erasmus. Do they help you, or do you have to find everything by yourself?
Of course, you have help, but you have to go to their website in the international section of your university to find the receiving universities, and you have to choose of them. But be careful, for a lot of them you need to pass some languages tests, so you have to pay attention of it. So you have to take into account the cost of living and the duration of your Erasmus, because you might taking about of the period exams, because sometimes are the same, so it's important for the first semester. And finally, the European Union can provide you some scholarships, which depends on the receiving country, so make good researches before applying for a country.
There are very useful information. Maybe about the accommodation, we heard that a lot of students have questions because of the language barrier, a fear to be scammed, and what they need to bring. Do you have some advices about it or some resources that our listener could use?
Yes, to be scammed is an important fear, and it is the same in every country. The null risk doesn't exist. If you know somebody in the city or somebody who did an Erasmus there, it could be easier but the solution is to share your student resident or even an international student there that can help you.
Yeah, thank you for all these answers. I hope it will help for the preparation of the Erasmus for the people who are listening. Let's move on the next part, the during mobility part. We will next hear some of the questions which have been asked.
At the beginning, how do I meet new people?
If I want to change my learning agreement, can I do it and when I can? If my coordinator doesn't answer me or the international office, where do I go?
When will I receive the scholarship? After, during, before, or after the Erasmus?
How can I improve my language in the country that I'm living?
Do you have to study the same subjects you do in your Erasmus university that you do in your home university?
Oh my God, you meet a lot of people there, and the beginning it could be hard, but then you will find new amazing people. But for example, there are a lot of associations. An example is ESN that can allows you to meet new people because they have like a buddy program, who is a person from the receiving country that can teach you, and also you can learn the language with their hair and with hair of him. And also, another important thing is if you want to change a subject, and it was another question that I heard, is if there is a special period that you can change the subject if you're not the subject that you expected at the beginning. And you have to contact with your coordinator because there are some special places that you can make the modification, and that's for international students. Of course, you will meet a lot of people. At the beginning, it's scary a little bit, but don't worry because there are a lot of associations. For example, ESN that it has like buddy program that is a person from the receiving city country that can help you with everything, with the language, to present new people. There are a lot of different activities. And yeah, of course, you can change your learning agreement because sometimes subjects are not what you expect at the beginning. And if the international office of university don't respond or wherever, you can ask also to your body and to previous people that were there. And another important thing is during your Erasmus is to keep your boarding pass, all your tickets, just for the scholarship. You might need it.
Okay, yes, I think it's good answers. Thank you very much. And now we could speak about the last part, the after the Erasmus. Maybe some students aren't aware, but there are some things that we need to keep and to do after the Erasmus. So now the questions.
What do I have to do after I finish my mobility?
How do you recover yourself and how do you go back to your habits in your country after you did an exchange?
How to fight the post-Erasmus depression?
How do you manage to keep in touch with the people you met during Erasmus?
And a game, I mean, what a surprise! Learning agreement game. When you finish your mobility, you need your learning agreement to get the certificate that you finished your Erasmus period, and this allows you to prove that you have already know the subject. So it's important to get it. And for like the Erasmus depression, I mean, the first months are quite difficult, but you know you have their contacts, your friends' contact, and also you will planning a lot of new travels to visit them because their house might your house, and it's like keep calm and just think about the most beautiful part of your life. And after the mobility, you will have a lot of things because you will be biting and you will go into some places. So it's important to take it in account to, for example, to find box. Sometimes you can send it by your in the post by post, and also to plan to buy more luggage. And also if you come back during your Erasmus, for example, on Christmas, to try to change the clothes to earn a space. And and the last thing, and I think it's the other important thing, is to planify and to make a timetable, because sometimes the life is different between both countries. So to enjoy the Erasmus is you might have like a timetable and a schedule with your subject, and to enjoy and to have a time and to visit new places.
Thank you very much for these answers about the after mobility. Maybe do you have last recommendation?
Yes, for example, just take on. This is at the beginning is really weird, it's different, and it could be have a lot of doubt. So take on part by part, and it will be fine. And if you have more any questions, contact the international part of university. They will provide any information you need. And to finish, I will not give you a word, I will give you the whole sentences that I think summarize very well what mean to be on Erasmus, and is that Erasmus is not a year in your life, it's your life on a year. So enjoy your Erasmus.
I think we now have a good overview about the preparations that have to be made in order to prepare the mobility. This organization seems to be a good way in order to enjoy a maximum our Erasmus and to keep a good mental health, which is also important, especially with an Erasmus, where our entire environment changes. So thank you very much for your help, and I hope this will be useful for our listener. Bye!
Thank you for listening. We believe you enjoyed the episode.
So make sure you subscribe. Here's a taste of our next adventure.
It was one of my main questions when I moved to Budapest also. What can I do if I don't make any friends?
You don't know how smart I am in Spanish.
You learn from them, they learn from you, and it's just a sharing moment.
We are glad that you're traveling with us.
Have a nice trip with Son of Mobility.
Disclaimer. Views and opinions expressed are, however, those of the authors only and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or the European Education and Culture Executive Agency. Neither the European Union nor the European Education and Culture Executive Agency can be held responsible for them.